Hello and welcome back to Chasing the Target. We have plenty to discuss today. The Indian T20 team squad has been announced for the West Indies tour. We will talk about that. And then we have the third Ashes Test preview as well, which is starting tomorrow. The third Ashes Test in Leeds. It's going to be a hostile atmosphere. There's been a lot of controversy, a lot of debate, a lot of talk, and it will continue tomorrow. And I'm sure it's going to be hostile over there. So we will discuss that as well. But yeah, starting with the Indian team. The T20 team that's been announced, chief selector Mr. Ajit Agarkar. I think this is his first involvement in selection. I don't know how much time he had to prepare. Like I mentioned yesterday, utna time nahi mila shayad usko because he's just been appointed. But the squad has been announced. The big news is there is no Virat Kohli, there's no KL Rahul, there's no Rohit Sharma in the squad, and it looks now like after the T20 World Cup that the Indian team is going in a different direction. They are backing youngsters in the T20 squad, and maybe a Virat Kohli comes in, but otherwise I think this is going to be a similar pattern where they're going to back younger players. There are a lot of changes though, if you see compared to this squad. If you compare this squad to the last squad that played a T20 series, quite a few players out. Tripathi, Gaikwad, who got a chance in the last series, are not playing right now. There's some new inclusions. We'll start with Ishan Kishan, the wicketkeeper. He is in the team. Shubman Gill, Yashasvi Jaiswal comes in. It looks like he has taken the place of Gaikwad. And this Tilak Verma, who's had really good to IPL. Surya Kumar Yadav, Sanju Samson, Hardik Pandya, Aksar Patel, Yuzvinder Chahal, Kuldeep Yadav, Ravi Bishnoi, Arshdeep Singh, Umran Malik, Avesh Khan, and Mukesh Kumar. So that is the squad for you. Big news is there is no Rinku Singh. He had an amazing IPL, definitely, and really good in the domestic circuit as well. But maybe they want to see more consistency from him. They want to see more of him before they select him in the team. I think he was hard done by, a bit unlucky, but that's what it is when you play for the Indian team. It is always competitive. Not everybody will get a chance to get selected. So hard on Rinku Singh, but it is what it is. Hopefully he gets a chance later in the future. Jaiswal coming in, that's big news for him. Really good to see him. He's been in the test squad as well, and hopefully he gets groomed as one of the next Indian talents. Mr. Yashasvi Jaiswal. Surprised also that. If you see that there's no off spinner. Aksar Patel is there, but there's no off spinner Washington, so they didn't get a chance. And yeah, they've gone with two leggies, Kuldeep. Three. Bishnoi is also in the squad. I think that's a great selection. I've been calling for that for a long time. Really good to see Ravi Bishnoi in the team. I think he deserves a spot in the Indian team, and he's done really well in the IPL. He's done well for India also. So Bishnoi ko dekh ke thoda khushi hui mere ko. Kuldeep Bhai, of course, 100% should be there, and Yuzvinder Chahal as well. So they're attacking with three leggies over there. From the fast bowling point of view, you've got Arshdeep, Umran Malik, Avesh Khan, Mukesh Kumar. There's no Siraj. He's been rested, and rightly so. Siraj has been playing a lot of cricket. He's going to play the Test and One Day series as well in the West Indies, and I think he'll need a deserved break. It's a young bowling lineup, but this is the future of India. You have to test them in conditions. It might be that West Indies get the better of India in this T20 series. We know West Indies in T20 cricket have done well. Yes, they haven't qualified for the 50-over World Cup, but T20s, they've done well in the past. And in their conditions, it could be a test for the likes of Umran Malik, who could be a test for Mukesh Kumar, Avesh Khan. But it's good to see these guys getting a chance and trying to prove their worth. It'll be a good learning curve for them playing in the West Indies overseas tour. Never easy. It's always going to be it's always going to be a good test, and it's going to be a good learning curve. Hardik Pandya, again, as captain, it looks like he is going to be the permanent captain in the T20 setup. Surya Kumar is vice captain, so that is pretty much sorted. When Hardik doesn't play, Surya Kumar will take over the reins as captain, and this is all building up to that T20 World Cup next year. The only thing that I've seen is that there have been quite a few changes from the last series itself, and I'm not talking about Kohli, Rohit and Rahul not playing. I'm talking about the likes of Tripathi, the likes of Gaikwad, and these guys who got a chance in the last T20 not getting a chance now. It just goes to show that after the IPL things have changed, perception has changed, and And let's see what happens going into that World Cup. I think there's still room for experiment, so there's no problem in changes. I don't think there's any issue with that. Lekin India is going to go in this direction. They're going to go in the direction of backing the youngsters, backing these players who've done well in the IPL, but also the domestic circuit, and going around with them. I think for Sanju Samson, this is a very big tour, because especially even with the 50 over World Cup coming up, we don't know if KL Rahul is going to be fit. Rishabh Pant is not there. Don't know who the keeper is going to be. If Sanju Samson has a good tour to the West Indies, he puts his name in the hat for that. But also Samson, he's 27, 28 now. He is much more experienced than he was a few years ago. He has a lot of talent. It's about translating that talent into consistency. Runs is the key. Is the key currency in cricket. You need to get runs as a batsman, and hopefully he can consistently get that. We know uske paas shots hai, koi issue nahi hai clearing the boundary, timing uski behtrin hai, lekin consistency is the thing. Not playing those lazy shots, having full focus, and optimizing your starts, getting those starts, converting them into big hundreds. That is now what is going to be the duty for Sanju Samson. In all formats, I think for India, because he is that talented. Ishan Kishan and Sanju Samson are both the wicket keepers. I think Ishan Kishan is named as the wicket keeper, but Sanju Samson can also wicket keep. No issues there as well. Kishan again has been back for a long time now. He scored a double hundred as well. But again, for him, IPL was a bit mediocre. Didn't have the best of IPLs, and again, consistency is something. Like, even if he's getting starts, it's about converting those starts and making the most of the chances, because he is being backed. The Indian team see a lot in Ishan Kishan. They see a talent in him, and they are backing him. And again, like Sanju Samson, Ishan Kishan needs to get more consistent. Tilak Verma ko dekh ke mere ko bahut khushi hui. Hyderabad ka banda hai, local player from the same city that I'm from, and he is a exceptional talent. Short ball ko acha khelta, full ball ko acha khelta, spinner ke against bhi acha aggressive hai unhe. And aap dekhe unhe multiple roles kar sakta. He can play one down if required. For India in this team, he could play at number 5, 6, and play as a finisher as well, like he showed in the Mumbai Indians. So he brings that versatility. He brings that different fearless approach, and it's easy to slot him in, I think, in different positions. So it's very good to see Tilak Verma in the team, and Jaiswal as well. I think Jaiswal has been consistent in the last 2 years in the IPL, and they've been rewarded for that. Yes, Rinku Singh, you would say again, he's been hard done by. Lekin it's been one season for Rinku Singh. If he continues to perform like this, then he will definitely get a shot in the Indian team, especially in that finisher's role. I think he's someone who's really good in the middle order. Gaikwad not being there, I think that's because they've gone with Jaiswal, they've gone with Kishan Gill. They have 3 openers already. If they go with Gaikwad, that is char opener. So maybe they just want to strengthen that middle order, and they've gone with someone like a Tilak Verma. Hello, Chirag bhai, kaise hain aap? Sab theek thak. Hope you are doing well, and everything is good with you and the family. But yes, let me know your thoughts on the Indian squad. And it looks like these guys are going now for the future. They're planning for that next World Cup. Kohli and Rohit Sharma not being there, I don't know if they're going to be there in the World Cup either. Especially Rohit Sharma, I don't see it happening, because one thing is, you have to also understand this कि भाई अगर आप ऐसा टीम सेलेक्ट कर रहे हैं और लगातार T20s you're going to play with this team, then suddenly for the World Cup you're going to drop the youngsters and bring the senior players in. It alters the chemistry. आपके game plans वो जाते हैं, और आपका जो भी practice हुआ, जो unity build हुई ये team के साथ on overseas tours, ये पूरा फिर disrupt हो जाता. My question is, with Ishan Kishan selection, not saying he should be dropped, but on what basis is he roaming freely in all format teams? Yeah, that's exactly what I was addressing. I think it's time for him to step up and show the consistency, because they're showing a lot of faith in him. If you look at it from the other point of view, it's about backing the youngsters. He scored a double hundred as well. They see potential in this guy, and they're giving him a lambi rasi. You can say it is unfair because someone like Rinku Singh has done well. He should also get a chance. Somebody else should get a long rope. Like Gaikwad hasn't done too much wrong. Like maybe he should have got a longer rope. Lekin they see probably something special in Ishan Kishan, and they're going to go stick with him. So maybe that is the thinking over there. But yes, it is questionable, because उसकी कंसिस्टेंसी आप देखो आईपीएल में भी नहीं थी, एंड इंडिया में भी उन्हें एक जबरदस्त पारी खेलता, पर उसके बाद run of a string of low scores. So I understand where that question is coming from, but I just feel that they see something in him, and they're going to give him as long of a rope as possible. And also, look, Sanju Samson, these guys, the other people who are there, they also have to make the most of the opportunity. They're also allowing him to get picked, because whoever is coming in as the wicketkeeper, whether it's KL Rahul or anybody else, they're not being able to confirm that spot, right? They're not being able to think. Rahul at a time had that spot, but then he got injured as well. So that's where Ishan Kishan is being backed again and again. No Rishabh Pant being there, that's also another factor. If Rishabh Pant was in the team, especially in one days, I don't think Kishan would have been backed as much.
right now. But it is what it is. I think you look at everything. But of all his scores come on very flat pitches and no pressure game in international cricket and IPL, and that's where he has to improve. I agree with that. I think even like that is a concern for a lot of Indian players, not just Ishan Kishan. But yes, 100% he gets a lot of runs on flat pitches. But you see all our other guys as well. When there's a hint of movement, when there is turn, we struggle. Whether that is in Indian conditions on spinning wickets, or if that is in overseas conditions where there's a bit of grass and everything. It's not just Ishan Kishan. A lot of people struggle. Prithvi Shaw is another example. He struggled. Shubman Gill has also struggled in tough conditions. You can say, like, he scored most of his hundreds in Ahmedabad with the pitches flat. That is very harsh for me to say, but I'm just saying, when it comes to tough conditions, this is where the youngsters will have to learn. They go on these overseas tours. By no means this T20 series might not that be easy for India, and like they will learn, from these situations, and hopefully on different pitches, getting more exposure, they can improve their batting in difficult situations. Kohli, Rohit are out of T20 setup permanently, I guess. Yeah, I think so as well. I mean, I said this as well at that time when it happened after the World Cup. Everyone saying no, they just rested, but it looks like they're going in a different direction. Maximum I see Kohli coming back for the World Cup, but apart from that, Rohit, Rahul is also tough. I don't know if he'll come back either. I think they're going in a different direction now. But these guys have got plenty of opportunities. And, the last two World Cups, 21, 22, they were both at the helm. One was Virat Kohli in 2021, 2022 was Rohit Sharma. I think they've gotten enough chances. Now it's looking at the future. And fair enough, I think isme koi bura baat nahi hai. If Virat Kohli is performing and he's scoring runs closer to the World Cup, I don't think they will stop his selection. He will be selected for the World Cup. Like I said, I think they have to stick with this kind of core. Yes, again, there's been a lot of changes from this series to the last series, although maybe youngsters like Tripathi and all these guys, Gaikwad and everyone have been dropped. But I'm just saying, you're going with that thing. You're going to back the youngsters, then you go with that as well for the World Cup. What other, at least consistent on flat pitches he fails for sure, and tough conditions are not consistent to as flat. Even in pressure he fails. I have my doubts on him 100%, and that is completely valid. आपका जो opinion है उसके बारे में, that's completely valid. And I said the same thing कि भाई, the management probably sees something in him. I don't understand, I mean, I understand, but he is getting backed a lot, and there will be pressure on him. I think if he doesn't perform in this tour, there will be a lot of scrutiny. I think again, not just his innings, or like one or two big innings, or his talent. It's also the fact of availability of other players that is also giving him that longer rope. Why is Rahul Tripathi out? Even Ishan didn't have a great IPL, and I also, I agree. Rahul Tripathi, like, that's what I'm saying. When you make these changes, you have to be a bit careful. But they've gone with someone like a Tilak Verma. I don't think that's a bad call. Rahul Tripathi, they were backing him. Hardik Pandya had a lot of confidence in him. He allowed him to play freely. There was some really good cameos that Tripathi played under Hardik Pandya, so I was surprised as well. That's what they're saying. So let's see. I mean, there's no harm in seeing what's going to happen. But yeah, thoda sa harsh hai. Rinku Singh also not being there, wo bhi mere ko thoda sa harsh dikha. He's had a great year, but maybe they want to see more from him, another year of batting, and then they might select him. Mr. Rahul Tripathi. Mukesh Kumar coming in, Arshdeep and Avesh Khan, Umran Malik. So this inexperienced bowling lineup, they're going to be tested. मगर अच्छा है, अभी आप फ्यूचर को देखना है. बुमराह पे आप 100% डिपेंड नहीं कर सकते अभी. Siraj ko rest zaruri hai, Shami bhi ko rest zaruri hai. They can't play all the formats, so it's good to see these guys coming in. They might get spanked. Umran might go for 10 runs and over. Arshdeep might go 12 runs and over. But this is the new bowling lineup forming, and give them as many games as possible, I think. And if they do get hit, no problem. Keep backing them. There is talent in these guys, and hopefully they come good. Time for Gill to hit peak from West Indies tour. India chances. Workout depends on him mostly. The rest of our batting is hopeless, frankly. I mean, Shubman Gill has had a fabulous year, and I hope that continues till the end of the year. He's been outstanding in every single format, whether it's T20, one day, or test. He's been outstanding, spectacular. We hope that this continues on the West Indies tour, but in particular in the Asia Cup and World Cup. There will be a lot depending on him, and this is the phase in Indian cricket where it's a kind of nice phase as well, where you have Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma coming towards that twilight of their career, and then Shubman Gill, who's now starting his career and getting close to his peak in a few years, hopefully. So it's a good phase to have, and hopefully we make the most of it. We need, of course, the other players to step up too, but we don't know who those players are because of injuries, availability. We don't know middle order में और कौन बैट करेंगे. अय्यर होगा या सैमसन होगा या किशन होगा होगा या केएल राहुल होगा, पता नहीं अभी तक. तो वो भी concern है. Ambiguity. My question is again on all-rounders and backup for Hardik. No backup for Hardik. That is a big concern. They tried with the Shardul Thakur experiment. That didn't work for me. I think someone like a Venkatesh Iyer is an option. Shivam Dubey, if they want to go with someone who they can groom, I think just keep them in the squad. If Hardik is not playing, play them in the in these kind of series, because that's how they're going to groom. I completely agree with that. And then in this, they've gone with Akshar Patel. There's no Jadeja here. There is no Washington Sundar. Maybe they could have gone with the Sundar. Lekin they've gone only with Akshar Patel. That is your only thing. Him and Hardik Pandya are only all-rounders, I think. Bowling will be, the batting will be a bit less. It won't be as deep as, Rohit Sharma, the captain, likes. For Hardik Pandya, he's going with the extra bowlers, I feel. So it'll be interesting to see that team combination, how many bowlers he feels, which spinners that he picks, because he's got Bishnoi, Kuldeep, and Chahal. I think Aksar will start, and one or two will start with him. So that it'll be interesting how they go, even from the seamers, from Arshdeep, Umran, Avesh, and Mukesh, who starts. Good to see Avesh Khan back. I think he had a tough phase, especially last year, September-ish, South Africa series के बाद थोड़ा सा उन्हें down हो गया था, लेकिन it's good to see him back. He's done well in the past, and hopefully he can draw on those experiences and improve as a player, come back as a new fresher bowler, especially in the T20 format, because like I said, you can't keep relying on Siraj, Shami and Bumrah every tournament, especially in T20s. You'll have to look to other bowlers, and maybe this is your set of crew. You can alternate. I mean, there are other bowlers that you can look at. Mohsin Khan is one. This Pasad Krishna, if he's fit, and Mohsin Khan also, if he's fit. There is आपका यश दयाल, there is और एक लौंडा था, I think IPL में देखा था, उसका नाम भूल गया मैं, but है bowlers जो आप try कर सकते हैं. But it's good to see that they are backing the young bowlers and trying to form a new bowling attack. But yeah, I think from the squad point of view, it pretty much wraps it up. This was Ajit Agarkar's first assignment. I don't know उसको कितना time prepare करने के लिए मिला, उसका कितना involvement था, but he was there at the meeting. And this is the team that they've gone with. Of course, there will always be, in team selection, always there will be questions. There will be some unsatisfied people who are not who wanted this player, not this player. But I think we have to congratulate Tilak Verma. I think for him it's a huge thing. Jaiswal as well. It's really good to see them. Mukesh Kumar. It's good to see these guys in the team, and hopefully they can continue to do well for India. In other news, tomorrow is the third test of the Ashes between England and Australia. Leeds में match is going to be बहुत hostile atmosphere होने वाला है, खतरनाक लोग ड्रेस पहन लेके आ जाएंगे वहाँ पे. Hostile तो होगा. Australia coming into this 2-0. There's the controversy surrounding the long room incident, Bairstow का dismissal, and spirit of the game, ये वो काफी चीजें hype हो रहे हैं अभी. It is going to be hostile. Ben Stokes अपने interview में बोला कि I can't tell the crowd what not to do, but look, in Australia it is hostile, so here we know what Leeds is as well. We deal with it, so they have to deal with it too. So I'm sure it's going to be very lively tomorrow. England के लिए it's imperative that they win. The big news is that Ollie Pope is injured and he is replaced by Moeen Ali. That means Harry Brook is going to bat at 3, and the other big news is that James Anderson sits out and Mark Wood is into the 11. I think that's a very good call. It's good to see Mark Wood in the team. Pace uski bahut achhi hai. That can trouble Australia. Ab uski fitness dekhna padega. Unhe full tilt pe dal sakta, nahi dal sakta. उसके spells कितने लंबे होंगे? Will Stokes use him in short bursts, or will he go with the longer spell? Whatever it is, when he does use him, I think there will be some exciting attacking fields too. So I'm excited to see Mark Wood. Harry Brook at 3. Look, it is risky, but he's someone who's batted in different positions for England in the past too, in the recent past, and England will be hoping that he does score some big runs, Mr. Harry Brook at number 3, and then you got Moeen Ali there at 6. I think that Moeen Ali will come at 7 and Bairstow will come at 5, if I'm not mistaken. Bairstow was outstanding last summer, batting at 5. Yes, he has the added responsibility of wicket keeping and also the added responsibility of staying in the crease, especially after the last game. Lekin, he's done really well on that number. He knows how to counter attack from that position. He knows how to build from that position as well. I would be happy to see Bairstow at 5/6. So that's how they're going to go from Australia's point of view. एक change so straight up ये है कि आपका Todd Murphy comes in for Nathan Lyon. That is the one change. The 11 has not been announced. Unlike England's, they will probably take a call on their fast bowlers maybe. That is the team that they're going with. In terms of the spinner, Todd Murphy is coming in. That's what Pat Cummins said. Also, both of them in the press conferences, especially Ben Stokes said, "Ki bhai chodo jo bhi bata hai, now we'll have to focus on the cricket. Forget about that incident." Pat Cummins said, "Yeah, I'll do it again, no problem." I said, "There's no issues in what I did," and yeah, I think they're both good press conferences, a bit entertaining. And tomorrow, the battle will commence again, and it's going to be a really, really crucial game for England, because they lose this game, they lose the Ashes, and all this basketball for 12 months, jo baat ho rahi hai, and everything, all that will come crashing down. There'll be a lot of questioning, a lot of things. Like in the way I think England played in the first two games, I think now it's just a matter of time getting some things right, making a few more mistakes, making few less mistakes, correcting those mistakes, and they can cross the line. I think they can make this 2-1. They love playing at Leeds. They know the ground inside out. I think the track that they ideally like is a fast pitch, which is good to bat on, a flat, fast pitch, not the ones we saw in Lords, which is a bit too paced, not the one we saw in Birmingham, which was slow, but a bit more pace in that thing, the extra bounce and carry, which might not. It might suit Australia too, because we've seen them employ the short ball tactic and everything. Cummins was asked in the press conference about the short ball tactic, especially in this ground. With one side being shorter, will that dictate the way where you bowl the short ball from? He said, yeah, maybe it could. Dimensions do play a part in the game. So we'll have to see. England, Ben Stokes was asked about the short ball tactic. He said, yeah, look, oppositions come up with plans. We'll have to come with backup plans. Sometimes, I approach it differently. My teammates might approach it differently. It depends on how you're comfortable with. So us hisab se. And also, talking about that Wood Jimmy Anderson thing, he said, like, listen, it's a big series. Lot very quick turnover, बहुत मैच आए हैं, तो उस हिसाब से rotation तो करना पड़ेगा. And also I think deep down we knew that Anderson, he's only picked up 3 wickets in the series so far. He's looked a shadow of himself, and getting Mark Wood, it brings freshness, it brings extra pace, it brings that hostility as well. And I think with the Leeds crowd, if Mark Wood picks up a couple of wickets or hits someone on the helmet, he'll just get that crowd going as well and lift the atmosphere a bit. I think he is that perfect bowler if he's fully fit to galvanize the England crowd and the team, and get them to victory and keep them alive in the series, because even a draw really won't do. They'll have to go for the win. They at the same time, how do they approach if they're batting first? Will they declare early? Will they not declare early? That will also be a question. But I think this time around, Stokes won't declare. We saw the way he batted as well. It was more traditional, and I think he understands certain times you have to play to a certain way. But with Brook batting at 3 and the way Root is batting right now, I don't know if baseball's going to change. They're going to keep attacking. They're going to keep to look to score runs. And hopefully it's an exciting test match. Australia, for them, it's much of the same traditional test cricket, putting pressure on England. Right now, they have England exactly where they want them, 2-0 down in the series, and Australia will have less pressure on them. Of course, there will be a very, very hostile crowd. They will suffer a lot of banter, I'm sure, but they don't mind that. They don't mind. They're winning right now. For them, it's about winning, nothing else. They don't care what kind of cricket they play. To be honest, they've played really good cricket. They haven't played anything like that. It's been a bit overhyped, this Bairstow dismissal and spirit of cricket. It was within the rules. It happened. It was correct. It's over with now. So Australia won't mind all this. Yeah, sometimes they might get into an altercation like we saw in the long room, but at the end of the day, they're 2-0 up. They know that they are smart enough. They have a winning mentality, siege mentality kind of thing. We've seen it in Australian teams in the past, and for the first time, I think since Ricky Ponting era, I'm really confident in this Australian team, the way they've conducted themselves. Yes, there are times where they can lose. They're not unbeatable like how Ponting and Steve Waugh were, but in general, the way they win games, the way they apply themselves, the concentration with the bat, with the ball, the lines and lengths, the consistency, the relentlessness is incredible. Of course, there are flaws in the team too, which were exposed in the first two games, but England didn't expose it to that extent where they could have won the game. I think tomorrow it should be a very, very entertaining game. Hopefully, I'm really looking forward to it. Soon as I saw the venue, even before the Ashes started, I said, Leeds, this is going to be the game I want to watch, right? This is the game. The crowd is going to be amazing and everything. And the fact the storyline has built up to this situation with the Bairstow incident, Stark incident, the long room incident, that it's going to be even more crazier. They are going to be pumped right now, whether they're 2-1 down, they don't care. And for the sake of the cricket and the entertainment, I think England, we all want England to win this game. Take it 2-1, then take it to 2-2, and then 3-2, anybody wins. I think as a neutral, that's what I want. I don't mind if Australia win. I don't mind if England win. Like, I want it to go to the fifth test because the build-up of this test series has been sensational. Baseball versus Australia, World Test champions, this, that, and everything. And if it's 3-0, then पूरा मजा चले जाएगा. Last two test matches कौन देखेंगे भाई? Like, it's not going to be fun in that way. So of course we want to see a great game of cricket, but England win, I think, will make the series a bit more interesting. Of course, it'll make it more interesting and more exciting to watch. I'm sure we'll see some brilliances. Last time around in Headingley, Ben Stokes against Australia was absolutely sensational. Chased down about 360 odd on that day four. What an innings that was from him. A thing to remember, and we might see something special again. And Leeds is a place England do like to play and dominate. तो अब एंड ये भी इंटरेस्टिंग होगा कि भाई टॉस पे क्या होने वाला है, कंडीशंस क्या होने वाला है, कौन जीत रहा है. अभी तक तो ऑस्ट्रेलिया पूरे टॉस में जीत रहे इंग्लैंड में अगेंस्ट इंडिया. WTC में they won the toss, and I think the first two games they lost the toss in Birmingham. Sorry about that. They lost the toss in Birmingham, but they won the toss and all. So let's see what happens at the toss, or what they do with the bat or the ball. It should be an exciting thing. The pitch as well, Joe Root said yesterday there was a bit of live grass on it and everything. लेकिन वो शायद कट जाए, देखेंगे कल मूवमेंट रहेगा नहीं रहेगा, उस हिसाब से फिर पता करेंगे कि कैसा चलेगा मैच. For me, the players to watch out for if I'm going to go for tomorrow for the test match, I think overall Mark Wood is 100% from England. And if I need to pick an England better, Johnny Bairstow, I think the guy's a man on a mission. Even though, I honestly don't know why they're so pissed off about that dismissal, but he is pissed. And when he is pissed, I'm sure he's going to muster something up. There will be banter, there will be sledging behind the stumps. He's also going to be very lively, I'm sure. So Johnny Bairstow for me is the player to watch out for, hands down, in this game. Him and Mark Wood. From Australia's point of view, I don't know how Todd Murphy is going to do, but if I have to go with someone with the ball, I'll go with Cummins. I think he's been really good in this series. And with the bat, again, there's plenty of options. Let's go with Labuschagne. I think he's yet to score 100, a big innings, and maybe that's coming from his bat. We've seen a few 40s, few 30s. Steve Smith has done really well. Khwaja's done really well. Warner has done well as well. He's given good strides, scored some good 50s as well. Maybe Warner scores, but I think Labuschagne is someone that I'm going to look at for tomorrow. For tomorrow's game. But that pretty much wraps it up. Thank you so much for joining me. We've discussed the squad. We've discussed the Ashes as well. Tomorrow we will review the first day of the Ashes at Leeds, Australia versus England. So make sure you come in with your questions and your comments. Really appreciate your time today, Chirag bhai. Thank you, Nitesh bhai as well. मजा है आप लोगों के साथ, और hopefully कल बात करेंगे और discuss करेंगे cricket. Until then, take care and have a good rest of the evening.